Hello and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to show you how to make bottle stopper key rings using copper clay. Bottle stoppers are often found by mudlarkers, beachcombers and dump diggers. Old bottle stoppers can provide us with much valuable historical information, such as which products were being used by the population, and also the location of the businesses which were manufacturing them. I wanted to create a unique and lasting way to preserve the many beautiful designs these bottle stoppers had. I shared my idea with Fee, who many of you will know as Fee in the Shed if you're a regular on the mudlarking community on YouTube. She very kindly offered to make me some moulds from her own collection of stoppers. So thank you, Fee. And if you would like to, you can follow her on Instagram at vinteeks_shed. Here we can take a closer look at the moulds which Fee made for me. This is the product we shall be using today, Prometheus Copper Clay. It cost me around £16 for a 100-gram packet. You'll find a packet of this size can go quite a long way. I'd already opened it and had used it for several other projects. Inside you'll find the instructions. This gives you information of how to use the clay and also instructions on the different methods of firing. Precious metal clay, whether you are working with copper, silver or even bronze, is essentially finely ground up metals mixed with a clay binder. This is the size of a 100-gram packet. As you can see, I have already used some of the clay in other projects, but there's enough here for me to demonstrate how to use it to make a bottle stopper keyring. The clay is soft and pliable, just like the clay you would use in pottery. Select the silicone mould that you wish to start with. You may want to spray inside a little mould release or even wipe some baby oil inside. This means that you'll be able to take out your dried clay piece safely without it breaking. Take a small amount of clay which will be enough to fill your mould. Knead it and roll it in your hands until you end up with a nice smooth ball. Taking your mould and clay ball, you can now gently press the clay down into the mould on a firm surface, making sure that it is even and spreads right to the edges. You can use a knife or clay tools if you have any to make sure that your clay is even inside the mould. Your mould will then look something like this. If you're happy with it, put it to one side to dry. Usually I leave my moulds to dry for a few days, but for the purposes of this video, this one has been drying for about an hour. As you can see, there's slight shrinkage, but it's dried sufficiently for me to easily remove it from the mould. One moulding of a hose source bottle stopper. As you can see, it's slightly wet on the underside, so I will leave it to dry for a few days. As this is going to be a keyring, I'm going to take the opportunity whilst the clay is still wet to make a hole for which the keyring finding will eventually fit into. Here is a selection of the copper clay mouldings I have made. They've had some time to dry and are now ready for the next stage, firing. The leaflet which comes with your copper clay gives you advice on the different ways that you can fire your pieces. I use the open shelf firing technique. I preheated a kiln to 920 degrees Celsius, that's 1700 degrees Fahrenheit. I then placed my clay pieces in there for 30 minutes. Here are my pieces once they've been removed from the kiln, cooled and cleaned in a pickle in solution to remove fire scale. And here they are polished, ready for the final stage. I have given my pieces a shine by using a burnishing tool. Unfortunately, I broke one of my pieces during the cleaning process. I think the issue was that I made it too thin compared to my other pieces. I could scrap this piece, or I could find a way to work with the damage and make it into something else. Here is the hole I made before the firing process. This is the hole my keyring finding will fit into. A packet this size comes with around 100 keyring fittings and contains all you need to turn your pieces into keyrings. I will take the jump ring from my keyring fitting, 2 sets of pliers from my jewellery tools, my copper moulding, and then I will put the jump ring through the hole like that. As you can see, there's a hole. Then I take the chain part and attach that onto the jump ring. To close the jump ring, I take 1 set of pliers and hold the piece steady. Then I use my other pliers to pull the ends into position. I then use my flat nose plier just to squeeze them to make them secure. And we have a fully closed jump ring. And your keyring is now secure. Now all I need to do is repeat the process with my other pieces. If you find any of your holes are too small, you can just use a bead reamer to make them bigger. And that is the keyrings finished. I will find something to do with the damaged one. I may just drill a hole in the middle and attach a keyring fitting there. Remember that copper does tarnish over time. You can clean it with something like Brasso, or you can maybe try as I've done and give it a coat of nail varnish to try and prevent oxidization. I hope you have enjoyed this video and seeing how you too can use vintage bottle stoppers to create something original and lasting. Until next time, goodbye.